Hi, I'm CJ Altenberg with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. So behind me is a Cimarron Stierwalt air ride trailer. Now, what's unique about this one is this is a used trailer. We don't get these very often, these used Stierwalts. In fact, a lot of times when we're building one for a new customer and maybe they already have one, they've already got a buyer lined up for the trailer that they currently own. So it's pretty rare that we get one of these in on trade, especially an air ride, and this one is really well equipped. We actually sold this trailer originally, so we're very familiar with it. So this is a 2020 Cimarron Stierwalt Signature Series 30-foot air ride. Before we start walking you through it and showing you everything, we'll actually show you the drawing of it to show you how the trailer's laid out. Like I mentioned, 30 foot on the floor. We have a 6-foot front tack room on this one. With it being the Stierwalt, it's 8 foot wide. That's standard, 6'4" tall. So again, really well equipped trailer. Again, we originally built it. This was an inventory piece, so we're, again, very familiar with how the trailer is set up. On these, all aluminum construction. When we bring these used trailers in, we put them through our shop. So we'll put them on an alignment machine, making sure they're running straight. And then we go through and just go through a reconditioning program where we just try to get the trailer in as new a condition as we can and just maybe address some issues. That way you can just go enjoy the trailer when you get it. Very first thing you're gonna notice when you walk up to it is this roll-up door. I think it gives these trailers a good look to it. I think it also helps out from the aerodynamics because as your truck, as that wind's passing around your truck, it can catch the front end of these trailers, where with this, it pushes it off. But again, I think it gives it a good look to it. The other thing is it protects everything behind there. So as you can see, we have our spare tire, battery box, battery disconnect up there so we can kill power to this trailer when we walk away from it in case we leave a light on. Single leg, electric over hydraulic jack with a manual override. So if we get in emergency situations, we can, get this trailer on or off a truck. What's really nice about this is, one, you don't have to hand crank. Really easy to operate, push a button up and down it goes. But in these type of instances, you might have equipment that stays in the barn and equipment that stays in the trailer to go to shows, which adds quite a bit of weight when we're, lifting these up and off the truck. So by pushing that button up and down, it makes a world of difference there. So we actually took and located the spare to the right. So over on the left, we put 4 big hooks up there. So if you're hauling big hoses, big cords, those type of items, you can hang those right there. We put a floor on the bottom. That way, if you want to throw some tools in there, some other items, in my opinion, that's a great place to keep maybe a tire changing ramp, a bottle jack, those type of items in case we get in those situations. Again, this trailer's air ride. So over to the right-hand side is going to be our compressor. So it's all self-contained. It's real simple. You turn it on and off. You put it in the lower raised position. When you're putting it away, you lower it, turn it off, and then clear the lines itself. What we don't want is we don't want condensation in these lines. Air can create that. As you can hear it kind of hiss. We aired it up earlier. These real cold temperatures, we don't want that moisture in those lines because it can freeze and crack a line and cause an issue there. But very simple to use. We've done some how-to videos on how to operate it, how to shut it down properly, and a condensed conversion for you. But again, the roll-up is going to keep everything back there nice and clean. And then we actually put a toggle switch up here that has a light and a 16-inch awning light that shoots down in this area. So our cargo light of our truck's going to get kind of blocked by the nose, but we have some light right here for you. This is a black skin trailer. It is a used trailer, so by no means are we going to tell you it's like new. It's a used trailer. A couple little scratches here and there. We'll kind of show you some of those as we walk through it, but it has been used. So what's cool about the 6-foot front tacks is we can put a side ramp on it. We can do it on a 5-footer, but customer feedback over the years is, yes, we have one more foot in here, but they just feel like everything fits a little bit better. Our upright boxes, our blower carts, our fan carts, maybe a portable generator. We have more room to operate in these 6-footers, and then we still have 24 foot of stall space. So again, really well equipped, but these side ramps are awesome because you can wheel up, again, your upright boxes, those type of items right up into the front tack room rather than having to lift them up and on. And then as you can see across from it, it's going to be a man door. if we're gonna build one of these trailers with these side ramps, I'm gonna either really push to put a door here or one on the partition wall. And the reason why is from a safety standpoint, if you have to get out of this and that ramp has been shut, you can't get out of this tack room. So by having a door here, this is also nice because it's street side. So if you have to stop on the side of the road and get something out of the tack, you can come in here rather than the ramp. So the ramp's on street or on curbside. In this tack room, we did a couple things. We got an 18-inch boot box here. These 18 inchers compared to the 12s, you can put your bigger buckets in here if you need to, but this is a great place to, again, put some smaller items. You can use it as a bench if you need to, but then as a step to get up into the gooseneck area if you need. Now, this gooseneck is 9 foot long because of that enclosed front end. So standard is 8.2, but in these, they build them longer, so we have that length that we need to store a lot of items in here. This box up here to the right, you might be like, what in the world is that? So this right here will take 4 24-inch fans, motor down. So you can set them up here with the cages, motor down, slide them up front there. So it keeps them up off the deck, keeps them somewhere secure. You can usually grab the first 2 by hand, but then keep an old show stick or something close by. You can hook a cage and just pull it back to you. It's got this heavy UHMW plastic on there, so they'll slide really easy towards you. Fold up gate, just to keep those smaller items from shifting coming off the actual deck itself. You've got a clothes bar right here, so you can hang clothes, send a kid to the front tack room to get changed to go to the ring, or as you're traveling, you're not taking up space in the back of the truck, and you can keep your hanging clothes nice and neat there. We've got a light above the door. We've got a switch here as you come in from the outside. Carpeted partition wall, and you're going to notice this airliner track here. This airliner track is awesome because we can go on Amazon and just buy some hooks, and you can move them where you want. But again, you can put those upright boxes, your blower carts, secure them against the wall itself. Got some more big hooks here. These are aluminum powder coated, so they're really strong. But again, they're a lot deeper and wider than our old traditional bridle hooks. These are a utility hook that Cimarron's created. So again, those bigger hoses, bigger cords that we need to hang, we've got the ability to there. And then this tray up top here, this is gonna be for our plexiglass for our air gaps that I'll show you here in a minute. But again, another place for it to store and just keep them nice and secure as you are traveling. Somewhere for items to live. It's gonna keep the tack room a lot cleaner, a lot more organized. You're gonna have 16-inch awning lights above each door, so you have a lot of light coverage. So again, coming off the tack, going into the stall area. And then a lot of button lights. You see that. We dressed this trailer up with those button lights. You have tie rails, high and low, on the exterior of this. And one of the other cool things is this lower air gap is actually a fold-down aluminum slat rather than the plexiglass. Now what's nice is this is a large air gap as well. If you did the plexiglass setup on this, it's going to be a much narrower air gap, so you're not going to get as much airflow in there. But these instances here where maybe it's really cold in the morning and it's going to heat up during the days you're traveling, when you stop somewhere, it's real easy to just walk by and open these up rather than having to pull plexiglass out and finding, you know, a place for them to store. You can literally just drop them open all the way around the trailer and then shut them up very easily as well. As you can see, the plexiglass, we're gonna have different lengths because of this trailer, just the way it's set up. On the other side, we have an escape door, and then all side slats going down that with the plexiglass, to where here we have it broke up with the side ramp. So different lengths, different sizes. So this will save you a lot of hassle. This is one of the really good tips. A lot of people say, boy, that really helped. I've been there before. If you start taking out this plexiglass and just throwing them up into that tray I showed you and not labeling where they go, when you go to put them back, it's going to be a hassle. It's going to take you a long time. You're going to say a lot of really bad words. So if you can, take like a roll of masking tape or painter's tape that's not real sticky, so it's not going to leave that sticky residue, and a Sharpie. Take out your passenger upper, tape them together, write that on there, stick them in there. Passenger lower, do the same for driver. You'll be able to put this plexiglass back in less than 5 minutes. If you don't do that, you're going to spend at least a half hour, if not more. Okay, side ramp going into the stall area. As you notice, it's shifted back. This has become a little bit more popular option. When we were first building them, it was shifted up right behind the tack room. Well, what happened is with it being a solid ramp, is we weren't getting airflow into that first part of the stall. So if you had calves up there, they were getting maybe a touch warmer. So what we did is we shifted it back. We can get airflow in there because the air is going to flow backwards. So even though this is shifted back and we're not getting airflow in that section, we're getting it from the front part. So it's keeping calves a lot cooler as we're traveling. So again, ramp shifted back. As you come into the stall area, you're going to notice on the floor that this was upgraded from rubber mats to worm flooring. So it's a permanent, unpenetrable rubber mat. We don't have to pull mats out. You literally muck out your solids, power wash it, and you're in business. So we're really big fans of this type of flooring here on some of these bigger custom trailers. Now when we get in the stall area here, 2 traveling gates. Again, early on, we had 1 traveling gate, 1 fixed gate. Well, people want the flexibility. So from an inventory standpoint, we literally only build these with these 2 traveling gates and these size of trailers because you want the flexibility. As you can see, this first gate shoved up against the partition wall. I can take that second gate and do the same and have all stall space if I want. Or I can have 2 spaces. I can incorporate this one, slide it back, and then I've got 3 compartments. Maybe you're hauling some heifers with a bull. You need to separate them. So instead of wasting one big stall for one head, now we can kind of shrink it down, utilize some other space. Maybe a cow-calf pair you want separated from everybody else. So a lot of flexibility with these. You can set these gates every foot. So again, they go down this rail and slide. These are 2 48-inch swings with no threshold, so cattle don't have to step over anything. These swing both directions. We had to change our thinking. Normally our gates are hinged from this side on stock trailers and open up. Well, as we're leading calves on and off, it made more sense to have the hinge on driver's side, so it's easier walking them on or off this trailer. But again, no threshold, they don't have anything to step over. These are really easy to use because they slide. So if you're bedding really deep in here, you know, I've seen some with the rails on the side, and you kind of have to make sure you're nice and square, but they will try to bind up a little bit here and there on you. Tapered fenders. So we taper up, taper the corners. That's now a standard feature. We were doing this on a lot of our inventory pieces and when we were building them for customers, but now Cimarron has made that a standard feature for you. 2-way roof vents, so we can create a lot more airflow in here as well. Insulated roof. This insulated roof has made a major difference in temperature control of these stalls. For example, the very first one that Kirk Stierwalt built with Cimarron, they made it 6'8" tall. He wanted low profile, but he knew he had to keep that heat away from those cattle because heat rises. Well, then he found out how well this insulated roof does compared to aluminum sheeted roofs. So we could shrink it down so it's 6'4" tall. We don't need as much drag behind the pickup just because of how much cooler this roof keeps it compared to aluminum sheets, 20%. It's also really strong. I can walk on it. It's a 1/2 inch thick. It'll take substantial hail. Not to say it can't dent it with big hail, but our chances of that happening have drastically been reduced by that. Tie rails high and low as well. More LED lights. You have LED lights, these big OptiBright lights on both sides of the stall area. That way you have plenty of light coverage. And then as you come in, we put 2 switches right here at the side ramp. These are for the lights on this passenger side of the trailer and the stall area. So if you don't need to get to the back of the trailer and you just come right in here into this side ramp, you can turn these lights on and off right there. And you have head pads coming in and out of the stall area. Again, it's a lower profile trailer. You kind of got to watch that as you're coming in and out. So this is a spread axle setup. So when you do a spread axle, you take a lot of the tongue weight off of the truck, but also helping out with that weight distribution by having that 12-inch spread in there. You have 2 8,000-pound rubber torsion Dexter Airflex axles underneath here. So in the instances where we have an issue with the compressor or a line or a bag and it sets down, the older air ride systems, you couldn't move the trailer. This will actually set down on that rubber torsion axle, and it also has a shock kit on it. so this trailer can still get down the road like every other trailer, and then you can go get it addressed. So that makes a big difference in how this operates. But the Aire ride is a big game changer from the standpoint of what it does for our animals. They'll ride a lot better. They'll actually lay down like they're in the barn. We've heard customers say they can take time off of a trip, a day of recovery, because the cattle step off the trailer a lot fresher. They'll actually, we say you can take them off and go straight to the show ring. It's that big of a game changer when it comes to the ride for the animals. Yes, it is an added expense, but figure the amount of miles, the amount of shows, the amount of cattle you're going to put on this. Believe me, it makes a world of difference on what we're doing. We want to give them every opportunity to compete at the highest level. Last thing we want is a calf coming off lame or just sore from a long distance ride. Why not put them on Aire ride? Alcoa wheels, 17.5 inch, 18 ply tires. These are original tires on it. And it actually, I kind of set it to where I wanted to show you, because this is going to go get a new set of tires on it. As you can see, just kind of caught something, not sure what that would have been caused. Maybe it got a little bit out of alignment to where we adjusted it, or they caught something. But what we want is we want a good matching set of tires within date codes when you come to pick up a trailer, a used trailer from us. So this one here is going to go get a brand new set. Again, it'll have some heavy duty tires on it. If you assess the rest of them, they all look in pretty dang good shape. So, but it'll have a brand new set on the floor, or on the ground there. Amber turn signal, this is a real small feature that we were adding quite a bit, and we still do today. It works as an indicator light. So it works as a marker when you look down the side of the trailer, but when you hit your brakes, it'll light up. When you turn your actual turn signals on, they'll flash as well. So again, it's a long trailer. People don't really pay attention to us, so we just need to kind of give them every opportunity we can. We did a citrus wash on this trailer because it's a polished trailer. You don't want to acid wash these trailers. It'll burn it. But I would imagine this trailer probably went through some mag chloride, something like that. You know, again, we tried to brighten it up as best we can. It probably does need a good polish on it. That's something that you could do maybe in your spare time if you want, or find somebody to do that. But we did the citrus wash on it to get it as best we could. And again, you don't want to acid wash these trailers because again, it'll burn them. 2 8-inch awning lights at the back. Again, all of our switches are right here. Swing gate with a 36-inch wide opening. We were doing this quite a bit. Now it's a standard feature, but we have the extra width on this trailer with it being 8 foot wide. Why not make this opening larger? If you're walking maybe a fat steer off, a big bred heifer, a bull, you need that extra width on there. Why not? We have the ability to slide this gate over, keep this hinge out of that opening. So if we are butting them up against somebody else's trailer, or even just walking them off a little bit wider, is definitely nice. Over here on driver's side, same thing, tie rails high and low, fold down air slats. Might be a little froze this morning. Another 16-inch awning light up top. And then there's going to be another one kind of between the front tack room and the escape door. So again, you've got an escape door going into the stall area if you need there, with a fold up step. Because again, you don't have any running board on this trailer with it being 8 foot wide. So it's just on a gas shock, folds up out of the way. And then there's that man door going into that front tack room. Big wide opening. You've also got a combo lock on the door. So if you don't lock the actual latch itself and you just send somebody to the trailer and you lock that, you can send them with the code and they can get into the tack room. You don't have to go find keys. And then again, another fold up step going into that tack room there. There's a couple little dings on this door, side sheets right up here on the nose. So again, it's a used trailer. But again, if you're looking for a used Aire ride Stierwalt, this is a really good option for you. We actually have almost the twin to this trailer sitting here, brand new in a 24 model. So we've got some options right now. So I'm going to give you the stock number just for reference. Again, it's a 2020 Cimarron Stierwalt Signature Series 30-foot Aire ride. It is 5U231 We do take trade-ins, so if you're looking to upgrade, downsize, we can help you there. Financing is available and delivery is an option. We could potentially bring this right to your door. So give us a call. Anybody on our sales team can help you out. That number is 303-684-3400. We appreciate you tuning in. Have a good day.